Dennis Schroder has been a point guard that has been under the radar for some years now. He is easily one of my favorite point guards in the league due to his consistent effort night in and night out. With his role with the Oklahoma City Thunder, he has emerged as, if not the sixth man of the year this season. The Thunder has been one of the most surprising teams in the league, led by a motivated Chris Paul. But Dennis has played an integral part in backing Chris Paul in the point guard position and producing consistently. The Thunder can sub out a leader, rough defender in Chris Paul and replace him with a scorer and another floor general like Dennis. He is a guard where he is elite at a six-man position, but if you need him to be your starting point guard, he will give you great minutes as one. He is basically operating as a starting guard as he is playing around 31 minutes per game. Paul is basically getting the same amount of minutes as Schroder, and at times they share the floor together, with Paul being plugged as the shooting guard. Schroder's minutes are basically the same amount of minutes he has received in playing time since the 2016-2017 season. Schroder at best seems to be a guy who can average 20 points and 6 assists. Given the right circumstance and options on his team, he can be a top option on a team. This was seen in his Atlanta Hawks days, most notably the 2016-2017 season. As a starting point guard, he was able to help lead the Hawks to a 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. He was able to do this with the right talent around him: Paul Millsap, Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore, Kyle Korver. He served as a second option on this team. But basically in the 2017-2018 season, Dennis was the first option on this team, and the Hawks tanked as a 15th seed in the East due to the lack of talent that surrounded him. So Dennis at best can be a great second or third option on a team. Coming off the bench, he is a plus any way you look at it. He's currently averaging 19 points, 4.1 assists, and 3.7 rebounds per game on 46% from the field and a career high 38% from 3 this season. His true shooting percentage has reached a career high at 57%. He had his best month in December and even won a Player of the Week award for the week of December 2019. He had his best month in December and even won a Player of the Week award that month. Dennis is a guy that plays at his own pace, and he has the ability that most star point guards have, where he can play at almost any pace: fast, slow, moderate. If you need him to work and get a quick shot for himself or a teammate, he can. If you need him to slow things down a bit and get the best shot for the team, he is capable of making that happen. He attempts around 5.1 threes a game, improving as a catch and shoot guy in his career, and is able to mix in some pull-up threes at times. He is a better shooter from the corners though. This is an area of his game that he is improving and he isn't all too good at, but the willingness to shoot pull-up threes or work off the dribble and create for three-point shots are there. He is a better catch and shoot shooter though. He only attempts around 1 pull-up three a game and hits it at around 25%. Dennis operates mostly from the mid-range area and at the rim. He's one of those crafty guards that is able to get his shot off at any point, either in a mid-range or finishing at the rim. He works mostly off the pick and roll, and he's been good working this area his whole career. He's able to pull up at any moment for a mid-range off the pick and roll, or take it strong to the rim or pass it off to a teammate. In the mid-range area, he shoots it at around 48%. Dennis does work also in isolation, and he isn't by any means going to get ankle breakers or has a flashy handle. Everything is all in his control, and he works with basic crossovers and hezzy moves to get where he wants to. He always starts slow with his dribbling, and he scans the floor, then makes a decision to attack or pass. When he attacks, he is able to explode to the rim, and he is one of the speedy point guards in the league. He keeps defenses guessing, and at times when a screen is coming, he sometimes even rejects the screen, having the defender think one way, and Dennis just explodes to the rim. His finishing as a miniature guard is one of the best I've seen in the league. Dennis only weighs around, I would say, around 172 pounds, but in times where he's driving to the rim, he knows how to use his offhand to get into defenders' bodies. Then, when he is close to the rim, he sometimes puts his body into the defender, getting them out of position and giving him an easy layup or a floater. His playmaking skills are average. He's able to make good reads and make the simple passes on point to a teammate. There are times where he sometimes misses a teammate that's open or throws a bad pass. Nonetheless, he doesn't just play the offensive end, but the defensive end as well. The 6'1" Dennis is an extremely efficient guard as well as a pesky defender. He isn't a lockdown defender by any means, and at times he does get bested by players because of his height, but Dennis is willingly showing effort on that end. His wingspan helps him a lot in guarding other guards, and Dennis plays defense without being baited on shots. He consistently and constantly fights and stays with his man at all times, not giving up on a play. Dennis is a guy who is a spark plug off the bench and a guy you can plug as a starter or a sixth man and be given good results. He needs a stable team around him to play at the best of his ability, which he has now in OKC. He isn't a player who you can solely rely on for offense as a first option. With Dennis's play this season, there is no doubt he is the best backup point guard in the league and is honestly the 2019-2020 Sixth Man of the Year.